Good evening, everyone. Life is full of challenges. At some point, we all face struggles that test our strength, patience, and determination. But adversity is not the end of the road. It is an opportunity to rise, to grow, and to prove what we are truly capable of. The difference between those who overcome difficulties and those who are defeated by them is one thing: resilience. Resilience is the ability to keep moving forward even when the odds are stacked against you. It is the courage to stand up after every failure, the strength to keep going when everything feels impossible, and the belief that no matter how tough the journey gets, you have the power to rise above it. Think about some of the greatest success stories in history. Oprah Winfrey grew up in poverty and faced unimaginable hardships. Yet she never let her circumstances define her. She worked hard, stayed determined, and built an empire that inspires millions today. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, but he never lost hope. When he was released, he didn't seek revenge. He worked toward unity, proving that resilience can change not just one life, but an entire nation. These stories remind us that our circumstances do not determine our future. Our response to them does. Adversity is something everyone faces at some point in life. It comes in many forms: a personal loss, a financial struggle, a career setback, or a dream that seems impossible to reach. In those moments, it is easy to feel like everything is falling apart, like there is no way forward. But adversity is not the end. It is not a sign to give up. It is an opportunity to rise above challenges, to learn from struggles, and to grow into a stronger and wiser version of yourself. Many of the most successful people in history have faced extreme adversity, but instead of letting it break them, they used it as a stepping stone to something greater. Oprah Winfrey was born into poverty and faced countless hardships, but she refused to let her circumstances define her. Instead, she worked hard, pursued her passion, became one of the most influential media personalities in the world. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before successfully inventing the light bulb. But he never saw those failures as the end. Instead, he saw them as lessons leading him closer to success. These stories prove that adversity is not a roadblock. It is a test of resilience, determination, and growth. Growth happens when we step outside our comfort zones and push through difficulties. When everything is easy, we stay the same. But when we face challenges, we are forced to adapt, to think differently, and to find new ways to move forward. Every struggle teaches us something valuable. It builds strength, patience, and wisdom. It prepares us for even bigger opportunities that we might not have been ready for before. Overcoming adversity is not about avoiding difficulties, but about how we respond to them. When life knocks you down, you have a choice. You can either stay down and let the challenges defeat you, or you can get up, learn from the experience, and keep going. The people who rise after failure are the ones who achieve great things because they understand that struggles are temporary but growth is permanent. No matter what challenges you are facing right now, remember that they do not define you. What defines you is how you respond to them. Adversity is not the end of your story. It is just a chapter that is preparing you for something greater. If you embrace it, learn from it, and keep pushing forward, you will come out stronger than ever before. Resilience is what separates those who give up from those who keep going when life gets tough. It is the ability to push through difficulties, to rise after failure, and to keep moving forward even when everything seems impossible. Hardships are a part of life, but they do not have to define you. What defines you is how you respond to them, and resilience is the key that allows you to turn struggles into stepping stones towards success. Every successful person has faced setbacks, disappointments, and failures. But what made them stand out was their refusal to quit. They understood that challenges are temporary, but growth is permanent. They embraced the struggles, learned from their mistakes, and used them to become better and stronger. The road to success is never smooth, but those who are resilient find a way to keep going, no matter how many times they fall. Think about people like J.K. Rowling, who was rejected by multiple publishers before finally getting her big break, or Steve Jobs, who was fired from the very company he founded, but later returned to lead it to incredible success. They did not let failure stop them. They did not let rejection define them. Instead, they used those hardships as motivation to keep pushing forward. If they had given up, they would have never reached the level of success they eventually did. Resilience is not just about enduring pain or surviving difficulties. It is about adapting, learning, and finding new ways to move forward. When you face an obstacle, you can either see it as a dead end or as an opportunity to grow. People who develop resilience do not let setbacks destroy their confidence. They use them as lessons. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success, but a part of the journey toward it. Building resilience requires patience and determination. It means developing a mindset that refuses to quit no matter how difficult things get. It means staying focused on your goals even when the path is unclear or full of obstacles. It means believing in yourself and your ability to overcome any hardship that comes your way. Success is not about never facing difficulties. It is about how you respond to them. Resilience is the difference between those who stay stuck in failure and those who rise above it no matter how hard things get. If you keep pushing forward, if you keep learning and growing, nothing can stop you from achieving your dreams. Great people like Oprah Winfrey and Nelson Mandela did not achieve success because life was easy for them. They faced hardships, struggles, and failures that would have made many people quit, but they refused to give up. Their stories remind us that resilience, determination, and the will to keep going even in the face of adversity are what truly lead to greatness. Oprah Winfrey was born into poverty and faced unimaginable hardships as a child. She endured a difficult upbringing filled with challenges that could have easily broken her spirit. But instead of letting her past define her, she used it as fuel to push forward. She worked hard, focused on her education, and pursued her passion for media. Even when she faced rejection and setbacks, she never gave up. She kept improving, kept learning, and kept moving forward. Today, she is one of the most influential and successful media personalities in the world. Her story is a testament to the power of perseverance and self-belief. Had she given up when things got tough, she would have never reached the heights she did. Nelson Mandela's journey was no different. He spent 27 years in prison for standing up against injustice. He could have let anger, bitterness, or hopelessness consume him, but he did not. Instead, he used that time to reflect, learn, and prepare for the future. He did not let his struggles break his spirit. When he was finally released, instead of seeking revenge, he chose unity, forgiveness, and leadership. He went on to become the first Black president of South Africa, leading his country toward peace and reconciliation. His ability to endure unimaginable hardship without giving up changed not just his own life, but the lives of millions of people around the world. Both Oprah Winfrey and Nelson Mandela faced enormous obstacles, but their refusal to quit made all the difference. They understood that failure and hardship are not the end but part of the journey toward success. They kept moving forward despite the difficulties they faced, proving that resilience and perseverance are what truly lead to triumph. Their stories teach us an important lesson. No matter how hard life gets, no matter how many times we fail or face rejection, we should never let adversity stop us from reaching our full potential. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent or luck. It is the determination to keep going even when everything seems impossible. Greatness is not about having an easy path. It is about having the courage to rise every time you fall and never giving up on your dreams. Challenges are an unavoidable part of life, but they are not meant to break you. They are meant to shape you, to build your strength, and to prepare you for even greater opportunities. Every time you face a difficulty, you are given a chance to grow, to learn, and to become stronger than you were before. Challenges are not roadblocks, they are stepping stones that push you towards success. Think about any great achievement in history and you will find that it was never accomplished without struggles. Athletes do not become champions without intense training failures and setbacks. Entrepreneurs do not build successful businesses without facing obstacles and making mistakes. Leaders do not inspire change without going through hardships that test their resilience. The reason they succeed is that they embrace challenges instead of running from them. They understand that each difficulty is an opportunity to develop new skills, gain wisdom, and strengthen their character. When you go through tough times, you discover strengths you never knew you had. You learn patience, discipline, and perseverance. When things do not go as planned, you are forced to adapt, think differently, and find new ways to overcome obstacles. These experiences prepare you for even greater challenges ahead and equip you with the mindset needed to handle bigger opportunities in the future. Without challenges, there would be no growth, no improvement, and no success. Imagine if everything in life was easy. If you never faced obstacles, you would never need to push yourself beyond your limits. You would never build resilience or develop the skills needed to achieve something extraordinary. Growth only happens when you are tested, when you struggle, and when you refuse to give up. That is why challenges are not something to fear, but something to embrace. They shape you into a stronger, wiser, and more capable person. Some of the most successful people in the world have faced the hardest challenges, but instead of letting those difficulties defeat them, they use them as motivation to rise higher. Oprah Winfrey overcame a tough childhood and countless rejections, but those struggles made her more determined to succeed. Nelson Mandela endured nearly 3 decades in prison, but that time shaped him into the leader who changed a nation. Their challenges did not destroy them, they prepared them for greatness. So the next time you face a challenge, do not see it as a barrier, see it as an opportunity to grow. Every struggle you overcome is making you stronger. Every difficulty you push through is preparing you for something greater. And every challenge you embrace is shaping you into the best version of yourself. Building resilience is not something that happens overnight. It requires conscious effort, a strong mindset, a clear sense of purpose, and the right people around you to help you stay strong in difficult times. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to keep moving forward despite challenges, and to maintain hope even when things seem impossible. But this strength does not come from nowhere, it is built through mindset, purpose, and support. A strong mindset is the foundation of resilience. The way you think about challenges determines how you handle them. People with a fixed mindset believe that difficulties mean they are not good enough and that failure is the end of the road. But those with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities to learn and improve. They understand that failure is not permanent but a stepping stone toward success. They do not let negative thoughts take control. Instead, they focus on solutions and keep pushing forward no matter how tough the situation is. Developing a strong mindset takes practice, but once you train your mind to see obstacles as temporary and growth as a lifelong process, resilience becomes second nature. Having a clear sense of purpose is another key factor in building resilience. When you have a strong why, you can endure almost any how. Your purpose gives you direction. It reminds you why you started in the first place and keeps you going when times get tough. People who lack purpose often struggle more when faced with adversity because they do not have a reason to keep fighting. But when you are driven by something bigger than yourself, whether it is a dream, a personal goal, or a desire to help others, you find the strength to push through setbacks. Even when you fail or face rejection, your purpose keeps you moving forward because you know your journey is worth it. A supportive community is just as important as mindset and purpose. No one succeeds alone and no one builds resilience in isolation. The people you surround yourself with can either lift you up or pull you down. Encouragement from friends, family, mentors, and like-minded individuals can make a huge difference when you are struggling. A strong support system provides motivation, fresh perspectives, and reassurance that you are not alone. Sometimes just knowing that someone believes in you is enough to keep going. Resilience is not about being strong all the time. It is about developing the right mindset, holding on to a meaningful purpose, and surrounding yourself with people who uplift you. When you combine these three elements, you create a foundation that helps you not only survive hardships but thrive despite them. Setbacks are a part of life. No matter who you are or what you do, at some point you will face challenges that knock you down and make you question your abilities. But what truly matters is how you respond to those setbacks. Do you let them define you? Or do you use them as fuel to push forward and create an even greater comeback? The truth is you have the power to turn every failure, every rejection, and every disappointment into an opportunity for growth, resilience, and success. History is filled with stories of people who turned their setbacks into comebacks. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team. Instead of letting that failure break him, he worked even harder, practiced longer, and proved that he was meant for greatness. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, faced multiple rejections before a publisher finally gave her a chance. Imagine if she had stopped trying after the first or second rejection. The world would have never known one of the most beloved book series of all time. These stories remind us that failure is not the end, setbacks are not permanent, and success is always possible for those who refuse to give up. When things do not go as planned, it is easy to feel discouraged, but every setback carries a lesson. Sometimes failures show us what we need to improve. Sometimes they redirect us to something even better, and sometimes they simply test our determination and push us to work harder. Setbacks are not meant to stop you, they are meant to strengthen you, to teach you, and to prepare you for what is ahead. Turning a setback into a comeback requires persistence and a mindset that refuses to quit. You have to believe in yourself even when things are not working out. You have to push forward even when the road is difficult. And you have to keep improving, learning, and adapting. No matter how many times you fall, what separates those who succeed from those who do not is not luck or talent, it is the ability to keep moving forward despite the obstacles. No matter what you are facing right now, remember that it is just a chapter in your story, not the whole story. You have the power to rise above any difficulty, to turn failures into victories, and to prove to yourself and the world that setbacks are not the end, they are just the beginning of an even greater comeback. So never stop pushing forward because your best days are still ahead. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and moments that test our strength, but these difficulties do not define us. What defines us is how we respond to them. Every failure, every hardship, and every obstacle is an opportunity to grow, to learn, to come back even stronger. The stories of great people like Oprah Winfrey, Nelson Mandela, Michael Jordan, and J.K. Rowling prove that resilience, determination, and an unshakable belief in oneself are the true keys to success. Resilience is built through a strong mindset, a clear purpose, and a supportive community. It is the ability to keep moving forward even when everything seems impossible, when we embrace challenges instead of fearing them, when we learn from failures instead of being discouraged by them, and when we surround ourselves with people who lift us up, we create a foundation that allows us to rise above any adversity. No matter what you are facing today, know that it is not the end of your journey. You have the power to turn setbacks into comebacks, to push past limitations, and to achieve more than you ever thought possible. The road to success is never easy, but every struggle is preparing you for something greater. So keep going, keep believing, and never stop pushing forward because your greatest achievements are still ahead.